You know that house with the white picket fence, a yard for the kids to play in? For generations, that wasn't just a house. It was the ultimate symbol of success in America, the proof that you'd made it. But what if I told you that for millions of you, that dream is now, well, it's a mathematical impossibility, a cruel fantasy? Stay with me, because today we're going to uncover the brutal truth. We'll expose the invisible forces that are locking you out of the housing market, and I'll reveal a shocking fact about who you're really competing against. This is the story you need to hear. For decades, the formula seemed so simple, didn't it? You know, work hard, save your money, get a good job, and eventually you could buy a piece of America for yourself. It was a cornerstone of our identity, a tangible asset you could pass down, a foundation for building wealth. But in the last few years, something has felt broken. The rungs on that ladder to home ownership feel like they're being pulled further and further apart. You can feel it, can't you? That gnawing sense that no matter how hard you work, no matter how much you save, the goalposts just keep moving. You're not imagining it. And today, we're going to dive deep into exactly why this is happening. We'll break it down into 4 critical points that reveal the full picture. So let's start with the most fundamental barrier. Point 1, the crushing numbers of the affordability crisis. The first thing you need to understand is this concept called the price-to-income ratio. It's simple, really. It's the median home price in an area divided by the median household income. Historically, a healthy ratio is considered to be around 3 to 1, right? Meaning a house should cost about 3 times what a typical family earns in a year. Now, hold that number in your head, 3 to 1. According to research from the Harvard Joint Center for Housing Studies, the national average in the U.S. has now surged to 5 times the median income, and in some markets, it's far, far worse. Think about what that actually means. In the 1990s, you needed 3 years of your entire household income to match the price of a home. Today, that's a 66% increase in the financial mountain you have to climb. But here's the truly staggering detail that most people miss. This isn't just a problem in expensive coastal cities anymore. In 2019, there were only 15 major metro areas where the price-to-income ratio was over 5. Today, there are 39. The problem has more than doubled in just a few years. And it gets even more extreme. In 7 of the nation's largest markets, places like San Jose, Los Angeles, and Miami, home prices are now at least 8 times the median income. 8 times! It's an absolutely impossible number for the average person. This isn't just about saving for a bigger down payment. This is a fundamental breakdown of the system. We're asking people to run a marathon, but we've moved the finish line from mile 26 to mile 43. It creates this profound sense of hopelessness, a feeling that the game is rigged before you even start playing. You're working harder than ever, yet you're falling further behind. And this leads us directly to our second and perhaps most painful point. Point 2, the great generational divide. I often hear people from older generations say things like, well, I bought my first house when I was 25. Young people today just aren't trying hard enough. They're spending too much on coffee and avocado toast. Let's be clear, that is a complete and utter myth, and we have the data to prove it. Let's do a direct comparison. We'll use data from Redfin and the US Census. Take a 27-year-old baby boomer. At that age, 40.5% of them already owned a home. Now, let's look at a 27-year-old Gen Xer. At that age, 38.4% owned a home. A slight dip, but still strong. Now, let's look at a 27-year-old Gen Z today. The home ownership rate? Just 32.6%. The gap is real, and it is widening. Young Americans today are objectively further behind their parents and grandparents when it comes to the single most important wealth-building asset in history. Why? Well, it's not because they're lazy, it's because the world they inherited is fundamentally different. When a baby boomer was 27, they were facing a 3-to-1 price-to-income ratio. A Gen Z at 27 is facing a 5-to-1 ratio, or worse. And here's the little-known fact that adds another layer of difficulty: the lock-in effect. What does that mean? Well, so many existing homeowners, primarily from older generations, refinanced their homes during the pandemic when interest rates were at a historic low of 2 to 3%. Now, with rates hovering between 6% and 7%, they are financially locked into their current homes. They can't afford to sell because buying a new home, even a smaller one, would mean taking on a new mortgage at a rate that is double or triple what they currently pay. It would be a catastrophic financial move. The result? They stay put. According to recent data, the average home ownership tenure has reached a 25-year high of 8.5 years. People aren't moving, and this strangles the supply of starter homes that young families and first-time buyers desperately need to enter the market. So, you have a generation desperate to buy, facing impossible prices, and competing for a microscopic inventory of available homes because the previous generation is, for very rational reasons, not selling. It's a perfect storm of generational inequality. It's not about blaming anyone, it's about understanding the brutal mechanics of the system we're all in. And that feeling of being stuck is something so many of us are experiencing in different areas of our lives. And speaking of getting unstuck, if you're finding this breakdown valuable, if it's clarifying things for you, a quick click on the like button and hitting subscribe and the bell notification is a huge help. It tells the algorithm that this is an important conversation, and it helps us reach more people who feel like they're facing this battle alone. While we're on this topic of finding a different path, I've become honestly fascinated by the people who are deciding to completely bypass this broken system. They aren't waiting for the housing market to fix itself. They're building their own financial freedom, their own version of the dream, on their own terms. And many are doing it online. I've put a link in the description below where you can discover how ordinary people are building 7-figure online businesses using tools like YouTube and AI, often starting from absolute zero. Now, this isn't some get-rich-quick fantasy. It's a look at a real, powerful alternative path that's creating incredible wealth and freedom for people who feel trapped by the traditional system. It's there for you if you're curious to see what's possible outside the 9-to-5 homeownership or bust pipeline. Think of it as an escape hatch. Now back to the invisible forces working against you. Point 3. The twin anchors: student debt and interest rates. If the high prices are the mountain, student debt is the 100-pound backpack you're forced to carry while you climb it. It's a uniquely American problem on this scale. Over 43 million Americans are shackled with federal student loan debt. The average amount is nearly $40,000. For many, with graduate degrees, it's well into the 6 figures. This isn't just a monthly bill, it's a fundamental rewiring of your financial life. It decimates your debt-to-income ratio, which is a critical factor lenders look at when you apply for a mortgage. It devours the money that would have gone toward a down payment. A study by the Kaplan Group found a direct negative correlation. The higher your student debt, the lower your chances of owning a home. Think of it this way. For generations, a college degree was sold as the golden ticket to the American dream. Now, for millions, the price of that ticket has become the very barrier that prevents them from ever claiming the prize. It's a cruel, ironic twist. It's like selling someone a key to a house, but the key is so expensive they can no longer afford the house itself. And just as young buyers were struggling under this weight, the Federal Reserve stepped in and added another anchor. To combat inflation, the Fed aggressively hiked interest rates. While they don't directly set mortgage rates, their actions are the primary driver. We went from a world of 3% mortgages to a world of 7% mortgages in the blink of an eye. What does that mean for your wallet? A $400,000 loan at 3% is about $1,686 a month. That same $400,000 loan at 7% is $2,661 a month. That is nearly $1,000 more every single month for the exact same house. it's a gut punch. It single-handedly priced out millions of families who, just a year earlier, might have been on the cusp of affording a home. The pre-existing anchor of student debt and the sudden, crushing weight of higher interest rates has been absolutely devastating. But there's one more piece to this puzzle, and this is the part that, well, it often stays in the shadows. This is who you are really competing against, and it's probably not who you think. Point 4, the rise of the corporate landlord. When you make an offer on a house, you imagine you're competing against another family, right? The Smiths or the Joneses, someone like you. But increasingly, that's not the case. You are competing with Wall Street. Since the 2008 financial crisis, there has been a monumental shift. Private equity firms, hedge funds, large institutional investors, they realized that single-family homes were an incredibly stable and profitable asset class. So they started buying them. Not just one or two, but tens of thousands. They descend on middle-class neighborhoods armed with billions in cash. They can waive inspections, close in days, and most importantly, they can pay far above the asking price because they aren't thinking like a family. They're thinking like a portfolio manager. They run an algorithm that tells them exactly how much rent they can squeeze out of a property over the next 10 years. For them, it's just a number on a spreadsheet. For you, it's your future. Here's a pattern interrupt for you, a truly shocking fact. In some zip codes, particularly in the Sun Belt, a single institutional investor can own over 20% of all the single-family homes. You're not just competing with the Joneses anymore. You're competing with a multi-billion-dollar fund. Good luck winning that bidding war. This has a devastating ripple effect. It artificially inflates prices for everyone. It vacuums up the supply of starter homes, the exact homes first-time buyers need. And it turns communities of owners into communities of renters with no long-term stake in the neighborhood, all sending their monthly payments to a faceless corporation hundreds or thousands of miles away. We have fundamentally changed the nature of homeownership from a community-building enterprise into a speculative financial asset for the ultra-wealthy, and the average family is the one paying the ultimate price. So, let's bring it all together. What have we learned? The dream of homeownership isn't dying of natural causes. No, it's being actively killed by a combination of forces. We have historically high prices creating an impossible affordability gap. We have a generational divide fueled by the lock-in effect that is strangling housing supply. We have the twin anchors of crushing student debt and high interest rates weighing down an entire generation. And we have the rise of the corporate landlord turning a family's dream into a Wall Street asset. So where does that leave you? That's the billion-dollar question. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Based on everything we've discussed, where do you stand right now? Are you team rent, believing that in this broken market, renting offers more freedom and financial flexibility? Or are you team buy, still determined to fight for the dream of home ownership, no matter the obstacles? There's no wrong answer. I'm genuinely curious to see what you think. And if you found this analysis of a broken system eye-opening, you won't want to miss our next video. Thank you for being here today, for taking the time to understand these incredibly important issues. This conversation matters. Stay curious.